Ladies and gentlemen, this came out in the Washington Post, January 20th, 2020. Look like the US has dropped even lower when it comes down to the birth rate. So the big number, US birth rate, drops to all-time low of 1.73. So, you know what their scientists say, once you fall below 2.1, there is no turning this around. Women in the United States are having fewer babies than ever before, creating a fertility rate of 1.73 births per woman. And according to data from the National Vital Statistics System that was analyzed by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So let me click on here. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. And they're even showing you the generation. All right. So the baby boomers of like from 45 to 64. And it shows you their replacement rate. And of course, they were having more babies. And this is where you heard about people having much larger families back then. So, especially after the World War II was over, the baby boomers, the babies exploded in the US. Everybody was having babies. And then, actually, when it peaked in the 50s, and then it started going on a steady decline from there. And then you can see Generation X well below the replacement rate. Generation Y, the millennials, below replacement, and Generation Z. So here's the replacement rate, which is the line that's going straight across, and you can see a decline from Generation Z. So this is the cdc.gov. This information is from them. Quick stats: expected number of births over a woman's lifetime. National Vital Statistics System, United States, 1940 through 2018. So this is big. This is a big deal, y'all. This definitely is. Okay, so during 1940 through 2018, the expected number of births a woman would have over her lifetime, the TFR, was the highest for women during the post World War II baby boom. Births during 1946 through 1964. In 1957, the TFR reached a peak of 3.77 births per woman. Wow. So you can see how it has declined dramatically. So from Generation X, 2.91 in 1965, down to 1.84 in 1980. For the birth cohorts referred to as millennial, Generation Y, and Generation Z, the first increase was 2.08 in 1990, and then remained generally stable until it began to decline in 2007. By 2018, the expected number of births per woman fell to 1.73, a record low for the nation, except for 2006 and 2007. So this generation is well below the replacement level, which is 2.1. And the last time America was at 2.1 was 1971. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. And ladies and gentlemen, this is only getting worse. Okay. The fertility rate peaked in 1957, all right, at 3.77 births per woman, declined to 1.84 births in 1980, increased slightly to 2.08 by 1990, and start declining again in 2007, reaching the record low by the end of 2018. The 1.73 number is below what is considered the replacement rate, producing as many births each year as deaths. That requires a fertility rate of 2.1 births per woman, according to the CDC. The agency report did not address reasons the fertility rate has fallen, but other data in the report showed that women are having children later in life with fewer births than in the past, from teens to early 30s, and more births than in the past from ages 35 to 44. The age at which women first become mothers also has increased. Today, US women are on average 26.4 years old when they have their first child, according to a Pew Research Center study based on international data from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So, ladies and gentlemen, the US is not going to turn this around. And you can see in Europe, I heard even way back in the 80s that Europe was not having children and they were on a decline. And here we are in 2020, and the stories are still coming out about them not being able to turn around their birth rates. So I have to agree with their scientists on this one. Once you fall below that 2.1, it's pretty much the end as far as, you're never going to outpace the deaths at this point, plain and simple. You just won't. So this is an older article that it takes you to in the Pew Research about mothers postponing births in the US. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I have a feeling in 2020, the US will fall below the 1.73. And if you remember, the last few mass shooters that put manifestos out, this was part of the manifesto that they had in there, the falling birth rate among, whites. And, it's interesting how that was pointed out multiple times in those manifestos. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have one troll that keeps saying that I'm putting out false information about the birth rates. And as you can see, so if Lisa Cabrera is putting out false information, then all of these articles that I'm digging up, they have to be false information too. Okay. The buck does not stop here. So, ladies and gentlemen, please tell me what you think about this latest news that came out on the US now being at an all-time low in their birth rate. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.